Hi everyone, my name is Molly Casto and I am the Vice Presidential candidate on the Mountaineer Choice. I am also from Southern West Virginia, sort of. I'm from the capital, Charleston. I'm very excited to be here today and thank you all for coming. As a Vice President, I have a lot of issues that I do want to attack and face, but my most important issue is keeping my governors organized, on task, and most of all, accountable to their jobs. I want to make sure that every one of them is always prepared and always knows exactly where they're going. I think that it's so important. They make these promises to you. They talk to you during the campaign. They hand out candy. They hand out everything, and they say to you, I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to make sure that they do that for you all. It's important that they follow through on their promises. You know, this year I ran on international students and study abroad, and I believe that it was probably the best platform I could have possibly run on. I met some of the most amazing international students and had such a great time, and some of them are here today, so they can account to that they had a good time too, I think. So as Vice President, I do want to serve you all as best as I can, and I do want to make sure that every single person that I am helping to get organized and ready is prepared to work for you all. So I'm excited to be here, and thank you all for coming out, and I'm excited to get some questions from Mountaineer Choice for the Student Voice. So thanks, guys.
Okay, are we ready for the individual questions? The first question is for Ian. And Ian, I think probably what I'll do is pass the microphone to you. We need to make sure that the DA is able to film this, and it gets a little technical if we're coming back and forth to the podium, so I'll pass the microphone. Ian, the question to you is, some members of your ticket were academically disqualified from running for SGA. Do you agree or disagree with the decision? Why or why not?
Thank you. This has been an ongoing issue. Obviously, it's been in the DA several times. We were unaware to the fact that both these students were transfer students. If you take into consideration their transfer grades, they are well above the GPA required. Unfortunately, they transferred from schools who are not BOT schools, which primarily are in-state. They're both out-of-state students. And in the elections code, nowhere does it state that your GPA must come from West Virginia University. And the decision was made to disqualify these governors because our elections code is subordinate to a higher code, the University Code and the Constitution of the United States of America. Nowhere in that Constitution does it say anything about the elections code and making sure that the governors have a cumulative GPA above 2.0 from WVU. So to me, yes, I feel that they were unjustly disqualified. Our governors, the two governors in question, are so hardworking. They are very committed to positive change on this campus. And they've invested so much time and so much effort. And I feel like that if given the chance, they can really make a difference on this campus. So yes, I do think they were unjustly disqualified, and we're still fighting to this day to make sure, and we will continue to fight until this election is over to make sure that they have a chance to run. Thanks.
Thank you, Ian. The next question is for Chris with the Pirate Party. Chris, what is your party trying to reform when last year you were both members of the party consisting of and supported by SGA quote-unquote elites, and you currently serve as Chief of Staff to President Zuccari?
Thank you for whoever submitted the question. The Pirate Party is about reform and opportunity. We want to reform student government. Student government right now, I think, is a small clique of people. It doesn't need to be that way, and a lot of times it portrays as those 30 close group people's opinions. It's not their opinions. It's the student's voice. It's the student's opinions that need to be portrayed. We need to reach out and give opportunity to more students. We can do this. Can you hear me? We can do this by reaching out to leaders of student organizations so they can give their input. Now, yes, we were both members of the Proven Party last year, and I respect their leadership and administration 100%. But even they understand that SGA now needs reform. this year we're voting on a new constitution that they wrote, and they understand that to best serve the students, SGA needs to be reformed, and that's what we're about. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. The next question is for Molly. Molly, what would you respond to the criticisms of your lack of accomplishments for your platform this past year?
Thank you, Anita. First off, I would like to say I ran on a platform of international students and studying abroad. And when I ran on that platform, I also had a dual platform of campus safety and text alert. So when I first came into office, I gave that platform to Governor Cameron Taylor, who took it on and has worked on it all year. I focused on international students and studying abroad, and I don't exactly know why there have been criticisms of that, because I think that any international student can attest to the fact that I'm a great advocate for international students and for studying abroad, as well as Tommy Napier, who taught me a lot of things and helped me out a lot. I think that everything that I set out to accomplish, I accomplished. And at the end of the year, I started working on scholarships, working on fundraisers, working on socials for international students, and trying to get them not only to be international students here at WVU, but to be mountaineers with the rest of us. So I think that I accomplished that, and if people would like to discuss that more, I'm very willing to any ideas that they have to help international students or any students that want to study abroad here at WVU. So, thank you.
Thank you, Molly. And the last individual question for Ron with the Pirate Party. What would be your response to criticisms of you being unprofessional and having a short temper? Don't hit me.
Oh, I will. As you guys can obviously see through my speaking style, I'm an unbelievably passionate person. Now, if any of you have ever worked with me, whether it be up at the law school or through different administrators, with the Presidential Search Committee, my ad 1 year ago, asked these people how unprofessional I am, and go with it. If I am one of the most unprofessional, most short-tempered individuals that this university has ever encountered, would that explain why I'm working with many people who want to get things done? For example, I was recently accepted to the Dean's Council 2010, as well as different various organizations on campus, Presidential Search Committee, WVU representing ethnic diversity, and I've even been asked to go to very many different student organizations, such as the Chinese Student Association, as well as the Black Student Union, to be a guest speaker or to sit on their board to do discussions on how they can improve their organization, and also just to share my thoughts on how we can better serve students. So as a response to that, I would say look to the testament of people who are willing and continue to work with me despite what other people may judge as short-tempered. I would say is passionate, and a lot of times I can't help myself but to fight for what is right, and those things are always worth fighting for, always worth standing up for. Thank you.